We are at a critical moment in the world. And the fact is, despite best efforts to work through it, Parliament has been paralyzed for months after what has been the longest session of a minority parliament in Canadian history.
Justin Trudeau's resignation has sent shockwaves across Canada and the world. A leader who once symbolized progressive ideals and a renewed sense of national pride is now stepping away from the political stage, leaving a legacy filled with both triumphs and controversies. From his meteoric rise to power to his challenges in navigating scandals and growing opposition, Trudeau's sudden exit raises profound questions. Why did one of Canada's most influential leaders choose this moment to step down? What pressures, personal, political, and national, led to this decision? As the nation reacts to this pivotal moment, we explore the untold story behind Trudeau's resignation, its far-reaching implications, and what lies ahead for Canada's political landscape. The political landscape, Trudeau's journey to leadership and his challenges. Justin Trudeau's journey to the pinnacle of Canadian politics was nothing short of extraordinary. Born into a political dynasty as the son of Pierre Elliott Trudeau, a towering figure in Canadian history, Justin grew up in the public eye. His early life was filled with moments that shaped his future, from experiencing his father's policies to witnessing the complexities of governing a diverse nation like Canada. Despite the public's expectations, Trudeau's rise to prominence was neither immediate nor without controversy. In 2013, Trudeau assumed the leadership of the Liberal Party, which at the time was struggling to regain its footing after years of declining popularity. His youthful charisma, polished public speaking skills, and commitment to progressive values energized the party's base. The 2015 federal election marked a turning point. Campaigning on the promise of real change, Trudeau swept the Liberals to a historic victory, transforming the party from third-place status to a commanding majority government. Early in his tenure, Trudeau delivered on key promises, such as legalizing recreational cannabis and bringing a balanced approach to foreign policy. He emphasized Canada's role as a global leader in environmental sustainability, championing the Paris Agreement and introducing a nationwide carbon tax. These policies were lauded by environmentalists, but faced opposition from provinces reliant on fossil fuels, highlighting the challenges of balancing national and regional interests. However, Trudeau's leadership was soon tested by scandals and criticism. The SNC-Lavalin affair in 2019 revealed allegations of political interference in a criminal case involving a Quebec-based engineering firm. Trudeau and his staff were accused of pressuring the Attorney General to seek a deferred prosecution agreement for the company, which raised ethical questions about the Prime Minister's judgment. While Trudeau apologized, the damage to his credibility was significant. The WE charity controversy in 2020 further eroded public trust. The government's decision to award a large contract to the charity, which had ties to Trudeau's family, led to accusations of conflict of interest. These controversies were compounded by Trudeau's inability to address other pressing issues, such as housing affordability, healthcare shortages, and strained relations with Indigenous communities. Critics argued that his government prioritized image over substance, leaving many Canadians disillusioned. Despite these challenges, Trudeau's tenure also included notable successes. His government introduced the Canada Child Benefit, significantly reducing child poverty, and implemented policies aimed at advancing gender equality in workplaces. His advocacy for multiculturalism and inclusivity resonated with many Canadians, especially younger voters. However, these achievements often clashed with growing economic disparities, rising inflation, and the increasing unaffordability of daily life for many Canadians. The global pandemic added another layer of complexity to Trudeau's leadership. While his government acted quickly to provide financial relief through programs like the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, CERB, the economic fallout of COVID-19 strained public patience. Critics accused his administration of mismanaging vaccine procurement and failing to address the long-term economic consequences of the pandemic. The resignation, a nation in shock. The announcement of Justin Trudeau's resignation on insert date sent shockwaves across Canada and the world. Standing before the media in Ottawa, Trudeau delivered a carefully crafted speech explaining his decision to step down. His tone was reflective yet firm, as he emphasized the importance of prioritizing his family and creating space for new leadership within the Liberal Party. While his words conveyed personal reasons, political analysts suggest there were deeper motivations behind this surprising move. Trudeau's resignation followed a tumultuous year for the Prime Minister, both personally and politically. The separation from his wife, Sophie Gregoire Trudeau, was a widely publicized event that underscored the immense pressure of public life on personal relationships. Sources close to the family revealed that the strain of juggling his responsibilities as a father and a national leader had taken a toll. Trudeau's speech acknowledged this reality, stating, "My most important role is that of a father. It's time to focus on my children." Beyond personal factors, Trudeau faced mounting challenges within his party. Reports of internal dissent began surfacing in late 2023, with some Liberal MPs voicing concerns about their electoral prospects under Trudeau's leadership. The party's declining approval ratings and growing dissatisfaction among grassroots supporters indicated a shift in sentiment. Many within the Liberal caucus believed that fresh leadership was necessary to reinvigorate the party's base and counter the surging popularity of the Conservative Party under Pierre Poilievre. Opposition leaders were quick to respond to Trudeau's resignation. Poilievre described it as a natural consequence of failed leadership, while NDP leader Jagmeet Singh called for a renewed focus on addressing the issues that matter most to Canadians. The Green Party and Bloc Québécois also weighed in, emphasizing the need for meaningful action on climate change and regional concerns, respectively. Public reactions to Trudeau's resignation were mixed. Supporters praised his decision as a selfless act, highlighting his legacy of progressive values and commitment to inclusion. Critics, however, viewed it as an admission of failure, pointing to the unresolved issues that defined his tenure. Social media platforms were flooded with discussions about Trudeau's achievements and shortcomings, reflecting the polarized opinions that have characterized his time in office. What lies ahead? The impact on Canada's political landscape. Justin Trudeau's resignation marks the end of an era in Canadian politics and signals a period of uncertainty for the nation. The Liberal Party now faces a critical decision: choosing a leader capable of uniting the party and addressing the challenges that lie ahead. Potential candidates, such as Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland, Defence Minister Anita Anand, and former Bank of Canada Governor Mark Carney, have already emerged as frontrunners. Freeland, who has served as a key figure in Trudeau's government, is seen as a natural successor. Her experience in negotiating trade agreements and managing Canada's economic recovery during the pandemic positions her as a strong contender. Anand, known for her leadership during the pandemic and her focus on national security, offers a fresh perspective. Meanwhile, Carney's financial acumen and global reputation could appeal to Canadians seeking stability and expertise. The Conservative Party, emboldened by Trudeau's departure, is likely to intensify its efforts to present itself as the alternative to Liberal governance. Poilievre's populist rhetoric and focus on economic issues have resonated with many Canadians, particularly those frustrated by rising inflation and housing costs. With Trudeau no longer the face of the Liberal Party, the political dynamics are poised to shift dramatically. For the NDP, Trudeau's resignation offers an opportunity to reposition itself as a progressive alternative. Singh's party could attract voters disillusioned by the Liberals' perceived inability to deliver on key promises, such as affordable housing and climate action. Smaller parties, including the Greens and Bloc Québécois, may also find new opportunities to expand their influence. The broader implications of Trudeau's resignation extend beyond Canada's borders. As a prominent advocate for multilateralism and progressive values, Trudeau's departure leaves a gap in global politics. His leadership on issues such as climate change, refugee resettlement, and gender equality earned him international recognition. The next leader of the Liberal Party will inherit the challenge of maintaining Canada's global standing while addressing domestic concerns. Justin Trudeau's resignation marks the end of an era but also the beginning of a new chapter for Canada. His leadership journey, defined by bold promises, significant achievements, and undeniable controversies, will remain a subject of debate for years to come. As the Liberal Party searches for a successor and opposition parties prepare to seize this moment, the nation finds itself at a crossroads. Will Canada continue on the path Trudeau envisioned, Or will his departure usher in a dramatic shift in its political trajectory? Only time will reveal the full impact of this historic decision. But one thing is certain: Justin Trudeau's legacy will leave an indelible mark on Canada's history.